Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, on location this week in downtown Indianapolis along Georgia Street, which continues to be a very busy place. The Big Ten Football Championship just hosted at nearby Lucas Oil Stadium. And now the Performance Racing Industry Show, PRI, one of the 5 largest shows each year in Indianapolis when it comes to conventions. You know, as 2023 winds to a close, thoughts turn to what's next for the Indianapolis region and downtown Indianapolis. This week, Inside Indiana Business, IBJ Media, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation held the 7th and final Engage Indiana event for 2023 before a packed house of nearly 700 people at the JW Marriott in downtown Indy. Business and community leaders quick to talk about what they say are the region's hot button issues.
Top challenge here is still workers. You know, it may be lessening around the country, but it's still significant here.
Talent continues to be one of the top challenges. That's not only finding people, retaining people, and just ensuring as we look ahead, as growth continues, we have the right talent in place.
Everybody's looking for net migration into the community, and so that is why we are out promoting the state of Indiana all the time, and central Indiana, to talk about what a great place it is to live, work, raise a family.
But an overarching issue, what's next for downtown Indianapolis? The heart of the region continues to recover from the devastating impact of the pandemic and social unrest in 2020. But there are indications that traffic in downtown Indianapolis is nearing a return to pre-pandemic levels. In some cases, it's already there. And some suggest a pipeline of projects is about to fuel a resurgence like never before. Case in point, work has begun at the former Diamond Chain site near Lucas Oil Stadium on the $1 billion 11 Park, an ambitious riverfront multi-use development anchored by a 20,000-seat stadium for the Indy 11 professional soccer team. Just across the White River, connected by a bridge, will be the $100 million Elanco corporate campus on a portion of the former GM stamping plant site. There will be another major expansion of the Indiana Convention Center, connected by skywalk to a 40-story, 800-room Signia by Hilton hotel, downtown's second headquarters hotel, along with restaurants and retail. A few blocks east on Georgia Street, the $400 million makeover of Gainbridge Fieldhouse is part of a transformation underway on the Near East side of downtown. And the $140 million redevelopment of the old City Hall is to include a 32-story mixed-use tower with a 21C boutique hotel and art museum, as well as apartments, condos, and retail space. And that's a partial list. And joining me now with more on the potential impact of a resurgence in downtown Indianapolis, pleased as always to be joined by Chris Gall, Executive Vice President at Visit Indy. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Gary.
Well, let me ask you, because I just enumerated a number of projects, a huge pipeline that is building here in downtown Indianapolis. Folks have been concerned about the future of downtown, coming out of the pandemic and the social unrest, the challenges. What do you say to those folks who have those questions still?
Well, you look to the city skyline and you see lots of cranes, lots of dust and debris in the central business district, and that's a good sign that there's confidence in our market, confidence in our city, and projects, as you just mentioned, are moving forward in a meaningful way, and they have been since the pandemic. We know visitation is back. We know those who live in our downtown in terms of residents is back. Really, it's that daily commuter who are thinking about working downtown and where they live and how that virtual office has changed. But we have great confidence in the tourism-related projects that are coming online, almost $2 billion, with Gainbridge already up and running in time for the NBA All-Star Game.
You talk about the NBA All-Star Game in terms of the spotlight shining on Indianapolis again. In 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend, you've got the U.S. swimming trials, among others. So the spotlight will be shining on Indy.
If you're in the business of tourism, Indy is going to be epic. We have so much to market, so many reasons to bring people to our city. You just mentioned NBA All-Star Game. Clearly, the C-suite will be here. USA Swimming. You win in Indy, you get to go to the Olympics. Never mind Taylor Swift concert, never mind the eclipse, the total eclipse, which we estimate 100,000 visitors will descend on Indianapolis for that. First and second rounds of March Madness, and a very, very, very busy, robust convention calendar.
As you look at those projects, from Elanco to the Indy 11 stadium and Village, if you will, the new hotel space coming online, How significant is what's the potential impact there?
Well, we'll definitely grow tourism jobs. We know that. That's borne out in the research. What's of interest to us is the physical location of these projects. Never mind being connected into our convention center. We also look at along the White River. Elanco, White River State Park expanding, Indy 11's park, all along the White River with citizens cleaning up the waterway with the Big Dig project. That'll be a navigable, very recreationally safe place to swim and be along the river. And so all those projects along the river is very appealing to us from a tourism perspective.
You talk about the river. As you look at the future of downtown Indianapolis, a lot of people think the river will be a big part of that. I know you and others were part of a delegation going internationally, right?
Study mission to Singapore. And you might say, why around the world? Because we are deserving of a first-class activation and development along our White River. We are so fortunate to have it cutting through the center of our city. It's 58 miles, and a density of economic development projects along its banks mean we have to get it right as a multi-generational project for Indianapolis.
What is the potential there? How excited are you and others about the river?
Well, in going over to Singapore, it's economic development, it's talent attraction and recruitment, it's tourism, and it's quality of life. It's this idea that we can be more bold along the banks of the White River as it gets cleaned up to drive all those. And with Elanco there, GM Stamping, White River State Park expanding, oh, by the way, a new soccer stadium. People will be in and around the White River, and so we have to get it done right, and we have to be more bold in our vision process, and that's why we went to Singapore, because it's best in class for activating a waterfront.
Chris Gall, Executive Vice President, Visit Indy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Gary.
All right. Well, Indianapolis certainly known for hosting big conventions, but in 2024, it's also going to be a popular place for concerts. News this week that Grammy Award winner Pink will return to Indy next year for a Lucas Oil Stadium show that will be opened by Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Sheryl Crow. The latest addition to a Lucas Oil concert card that includes 3 shows by Taylor Swift.
Now we're having 7 concerts in 2024 in Lucas Oil Stadium. And over the 15-year life of Lucas Oil Stadium, we've had 10 thus far. So really looking forward to putting this extra effort into bringing these shows to Indianapolis. In 2024, we're one of 3 American cities that has Taylor Swift coming. Having Pink come to Indianapolis just a year after she played Gainbridge Fieldhouse to a sold-out crowd is really a compliment to how citizens and visitors to Indianapolis appreciate her music.
Pink will be in town October 12th, followed by Taylor Swift's 3 shows in early November.